Welcome back, kids. Flip Geometry with Mr. Llanos. We're going to get into lesson 3-4 today, which is equations of lines. This should not be a very long lesson, as some of this stuff, again, you have seen before. So after this lesson, you'll be able to write an equation of a line, given some information about the graph. You'll also be able to solve problems by writing equations. We're going to take a look at the slope-intercept form of a linear equation, which is y equals mx plus b. M is the slope of the line, and b is the y-intercept of the line, or where it crosses the y-axis. So in this equation, y equals 3x plus 8, 3 will be the slope, which is right in front of the variable x, plus 8. 8 is going to be the y-intercept. The point-slope form of a linear equation is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, close parentheses, where x1, y1 is any point on the line and m is the slope of the line. So in this example here, y minus 5 equals negative 2 times x minus 3. Your slope, again, is going to be negative 2, and your point on the line is going to be 3, 5. It's not going to be negative 3, negative 5, because if you look at the point slope form up here, it's y minus y1. So we just have to take the value and use that as our point on the line. Next, we're going to take a look at horizontal and vertical line equations. First, horizontal. The equation of a horizontal line is y equals b, where b is the y-intercept of the line. So if we take a look at this horizontal line here, it is at y equals negative 3. Just count down from the origin, negative 1, 2, and 3, and it's a straight line. That is the equation, y equals negative 3. Now, vertical lines, the equation is going to be x equals a, where a is the x-intercept of the line. So it's going to be where the line crosses the x-axis. If you take a look at this line here, it crosses at negative 2, so the equation is going to be x equals negative 2. Let's write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line with slope of 6 and y-intercept of negative 3. Then we're going to graph the line. So let's go ahead and write our equation first. We know that slope-intercept form is going to be y equals mx plus b. We know our slope is 6x plus our y-intercept is negative 3 minus 3. So our answer is going to be y equals 6x minus 3. Now, to graph the line, we just have to look at the information that was given to us. We know the y-intercept is at negative 3. So we know it's going to cross at negative 3, which is right here. It's going to cross the y-axis at negative 3. But now we need to graph the line and see where it goes. We know the slope is 6. Remember, if the slope is 6, that means it's 6 over 1. Rise over run. So we just count up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. That's going to be our next point. And then we could just draw a line. I'm going to try my best to draw a line between the 2 points. Now we're going to write an equation in point-slope form of the line whose slope is negative 3/5 and that contains the point negative 10, 8. After that, we're going to, again, graph the line. So let's write our equation out. It's going to be y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So let's plug in what we know. We know our y1 is going to be 8. So y minus 8 equals, our slope is negative 3/5 x minus, and our x1 is going to be a negative 10. Now if we simplify that, y minus 8 equals negative 3/5 x plus 10, because minus a negative, when you subtract a negative you're going to add. So that's our answer there. Now we need to graph this equation, and we're going to start by, well, first of all, we know that negative 10, 8 is going to be our point. And because we only have 5 spaces on either side of this graph, we're going to count by 2s. That's why I've marked this 2, 4, 6, 8, and you know negative 2, negative 4, so on and so forth. So we're going to plot this point, negative 10, 8. So that's negative 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and up 8. And our point is going to be should be right there. That's our first point. Now, we need to use our slope to figure out what our next point is going to be. That's going to be negative 3 over 5. So rise over run, you're basically going to go down 3 and over 5. You know it's going to be in this general area here because we know it's a negative slope. It's going to be going down. So negative 3, remember we're counting by 2's, so that's just going to be 1.5 down and over 5. So that's 2, 4, and then one more. It's going to be right in the middle here. And then we can just draw our line between those 2 points. Now we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line containing 4, 9, and point negative 2, 0. I've taken the liberty of writing these out and labeling them x1, y1, x2, and y2. Why? Because we need to find the slope first. They didn't give us the slope, so we need to find it. And using our slope formula, m equals, we're going to do y2, 0, minus 9, which is y1, over negative 2 minus 4, x2 minus x1. That'll be equal to 9, negative 9. 0 minus 9 is negative 9. Negative 2 minus 4 is going to be negative 6. When you simplify that, a negative over negative is a positive. You simplify 9 over 6. Our slope is going to be 3 over 2. Now we need to write the equation in slope-intercept form, but we're actually going to use point-slope form to get there. We're going to have to use our slope, which we just found is 3 over 2, and then one of our points. I'm just going to select 4, 9, and use it in this formula here. So y minus y1, which is 9, equals m, which is our slope, 3 over 2, x minus our x1 value, which is going to be 4. Now, if we distribute this out, it will be y minus 9 equals 3 over 2 times x will be 3 times x. And then 3 over 2 times negative 4 is going to be a negative 6. Then we add 9 to both sides to get y by itself because it needs to be in slope-intercept form. And our final answer will be y equals 3 over 2x plus 3. One last problem. Let's go ahead and write an equation of the line through points 5, negative 2, 0, negative 2 in slope-intercept form. Let's go ahead and label our points x1, y1, x2, y2. Why? Because we need to find our slope. And using our slope formula, we're going to take x2, which is minus 2, minus a negative 2, over 0 minus 5. Negative 2 plus 2 is going to be 0. 0 minus 5 is going to be negative 5, which is 0. Since we know our slope is 0, that means we're going to have a horizontal line. Now, but we're going to go ahead and put it in the slope-intercept formula, and we're going to do it as follows. Again, we're going to use our point-slope form first. So y minus y1. I'm going to write the formula first so you can see it. Okay, let's use, it doesn't matter, let's use this point here. Y minus y1, which is negative 2, okay, equals 0, our slope, times x minus x1, which is 5. Okay, so y, this is a parentheses here, y minus negative 2 is going to be y plus 2. You can go 0 times all, well, 0 times anything is 0, so that's just going to be 0 over there. Subtract 2 from both sides. Remember, since it's a horizontal line, it's going to be y equals negative 2. That's our final answer. Okay, that was it. Short and sweet. Lesson 3.4, equations of lines. If you have any questions, remember, all we talked about was the point slope form and the slope intercept form. And we're going to do some problems when we get to class, and hopefully if you have any questions, you will ask them.